But where I want to focus on for just a minute or two is the court reporter shortage, because that's an extremely important issue to the judicial branch right now. In the 1st District, we've had a court reporter opening since January of 2021 with no applicants, and that's not the only opening in the 1st District. Across the state, there's 25 court reporters who have hit the rule of 88. That's an IPERS retirement rule, meaning that your years of service and your age have hit 88, so they could take retirement now. They're eligible, but these 25 women have decided to help stay on and help the judicial branch. To give you an idea of what it would be like if we just lost 25 court reporters, well, there's only 20 court reporters in the entire 1st District where I'm from, so that would be the equivalent of wiping out my entire district plus 5 others. And to give you an idea of how important court reporters are to the system, I call them judicial branch heroes, and that's not an exaggeration. I thought I understood how important they were, but I really didn't until I heard a motion to suppress evidence in a criminal case a while back, and that motion turned on a 3-minute conversation that the defendant had with the officer. And like most conversations nowadays, the officer's body camera caught it, and the body camera was submitted into evidence, the video. And I watched it, and when I was writing my opinion, I thought, I really need a transcript of this 3 minutes in the opinion that will help me explain why I'm ruling the way I'm ruling. And I thought, that's only 3 minutes. I shouldn't bother a court reporter to transcribe that. I'll just do it myself. So I did, and it took me over 3 hours to do that. And I think I typed pretty well, but it took me a long time. And I had to rewind and re-listen to that tape probably 50 or more times to get it right. And I took a couple things away from that experience. At first, I promptly fired myself as my own court reporter. That's one of the best decisions I've ever made as a judge. I went back to using professionals to do that at all times. But second, I noticed something in that process that I hadn't noticed before. And that's that the defendant mumbled something at multiple times during that interchange with the officer. And no matter how many times I rewound and re-listened to that tape, I could not understand what the defendant was saying. Now, when somebody mumbles something in a courtroom with a court reporter there, she stops them and says, I'm sorry, I couldn't understand what you just said. Could you repeat that? And we get a clear record of what was said. And when a case gets to the appellate court, the first thing they have to do is figure out what happened, and they do that by reading the record. And if we ever try to replace court reporters with technology that can't stop a witness and say you mumbled that, or can't stop when a witness and an attorney are talking over each other, we'd have all these unclear records, and we wouldn't understand what happened at the lower court level, and we couldn't dispense justice if you don't know what happened. So whenever I hear someone suggest, we could save a lot of money if we just replaced court reporters with some type of new technology, I suggest to them you should walk 3 minutes in the shoes of a court reporter, because like me, that 3-minute walk might take you 3 hours, and you may come away with a much greater appreciation for what these mostly, almost all women do for our justice system and just how important they are. So with that, I want to make sure I give the rest of my time back to you. I'd welcome any questions that you may have.